The Carrot slash Perfume event is live in Asia. It'll be live in a few hours in global. Let's go ahead and talk about how the event works for anybody who's not familiar with it. We'll talk about what changed from last year, all the items in the shop, how much you need to farm to get it, all the good stuff. So, the general mechanics for the event, you have two currencies. You have Veritas plus Vanitas. Veritas is a little bit rarer than Vanitas, though it's still not too bad. They've changed the way that, like, the amount that you acquire for spending energy. So even though some of these prices look pretty different, you get a lot more Veritas now compared to the Golden Carrots from last year. One thing is that last time we had a different event for new, returning, and veteran players. This time it's all the same. I'm currently on a new account, and I've compared it with veteran accounts. It's all the exact same. So same thing for everybody. I guess the new player difference this time is in the Milestone event. And then you get this by just spending energy, and they say a lot of words here. It doesn't matter. This thing where it says the acquisition probability increases, this just evens it out, basically. So that no matter how much energy you're spending, you won't, there's no, like, it doesn't matter what you're farming at all, is what they're trying to tell you. If you farm something that's 8 energy 5 times versus farming something that's 40 energy, you'll have the exact same rates for getting your thing. And then at the very end, there is a chest that is gambling. This gambling chest will be different. There's Catalyst, I think it's like Charms, Reset Stones, and Molas. So you'll be able to pick which one you want to spend it on. Week 4 will be open for 2 additional weeks, just because the event lasts 2 extra weeks. And then also, very notably, I guess I'll first talk about, there's another infinite thing at the end of each week. So any excess currency you'll have, you'll be able to spend on these, like for both Vanitas and Veritas. Very notably, when this exchange ends, this date here, the event ends. It just ends. Last year we had an issue where people were told to not spend their currency, and then they just lost all their currency for no reason. So don't do that. Spend all of your currency by the end of the event. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at everything available in the shop. So the elephant in the room is that the energy is gone. I'll explain why I think this is actually a good thing later at the very end. It's going to be a kind of long rant, so we'll save it. So all these items in the shop, we have Light ML5 ticket is probably the biggest one. I'm just gonna, we're gonna bold probably the most important items, which I think is these things. Light ML5 ticket, Dark ML5 ticket, 6 pieces of speed and immunity gear. I really need the immunity gear this time. Free bottle, hero selector, artifact selector, cosmonium, plus astrium. Is there a slate in here that I am missing? There is. I forgot about a slate on week 4. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that real quick. Slate 50. 150. I thought it was weird that there was a bottle and no slate. And then for the bottom section, you have skin tickets. Adds up to 60 skin tickets. Pretty nice. Some friendship boxes. Bunch of random charms. 100 Chronicle bookmarks is nice. Catalyst, Molas. Some gear stuff. Mod Gem conversion. Reach forward boxes. Pretty basic items. And then for the infinite items, we have Catalyst, Charm, Reset Stones, Molas, Spirit Blooms, Lesser Artifact, Lesser Equipment / Accessory, and Catalysts. Last year we had Reset Stones week 4 instead of Molas. This will benefit some people, be less good for some people, but it is what it is. And then Catalysts, same as last year. Probably the second worst thing to have last, but it is what it is. I think Spirit Blooms would be worse. So, let's talk about your energy efficiency, which I mentioned doesn't matter at all. You can see here, they made it start scaling from 8 now, so there's no cheese method with doing an 8 energy stage to get bonus efficiency. At 8 energy, you have, it's not 100%, but on average, you would get 4 Vanitas and 1 Veritas, yeah. To get 100% chance at Vanitas, you need to be spending 40 energy, which is Rift. And to get 100% chance at Veritas, we need to be spending 160 energy, which is just a Spectral Core, pretty much. And these drop in batches of 20. So every single time you hit a drop, you'll get 20. The reset boxes actually, or the infinite boxes, cost a little bit more than last time. They cost 360 now, compared to, people said it was like 8 last time, I think. I could actually probably just, check. It costed 10 last time. So that's like 3.5 times more. It actually evens out. This is 3.5 times more. then it costs about the same because of how much more carrots, or how much more Veritas we get compared to golden carrots. So the boxes being more expensive doesn't matter, from what I checked. So yeah, it doesn't matter what you farm. Farm whatever you want. You want to farm, you want to dump all your leaves into like Otherworldly, go for it. You want to farm Eulogy, knock yourself out. You want to farm Episode, hooray. Same thing with Rift. The clear shop, you need to get about this many drops, because the drops are in batches of 20. This is how much you need to fully clear the shop. And then this is how much energy you need to be spending. This is this energy divided by 80. It's like 300 leaves. This is like nothing. You'll clear it in no time, pretty much with just your free energy and leaves. Even if you started from 0 right now, you'd be able to clear the shop no problem. Now, in terms of what to prioritize, it does not really prioritize, because you're going to be able to clear the shop easily, but we have to factor in the infinite items here. So something like, if we have 3 weeks to, you know, like, still farm, because there's 4, 5, and 6 technically, odds are we're going to get a buff event during those last 3 weeks. There's something you could consider where maybe you just don't buy anything from here the first 3 weeks, because this would let you spend all of your Veritas that you farm in either the Charm Gambling chest or the Reset Stone Gambling chest. And then week 4, 5, 6, all the currency that you get, then you start buying out the shop. And this is because of the last week where you can't, like, go back and buy the previous week's gambling chests. For me, I don't need molas. I get enough molas, I'm perfectly fine. So it would be more beneficial for me to just fish for charms or reset stones instead. This will be the case for everybody on the Vanitas. Nobody is going to need this many catalysts, except for like maybe newer players. I still think even if you're a new player, you'd rather have the equipment/accessory charms, and you should be spending all of your Vanitas on week 3 pretty much. Very new players might need some access or artifact EXP, but everyone else should be doing the equipment/accessory charms, which I'm probably going to skip everything in the first 3 weeks of the shop, dump all of my Vanitas into the lesser accessory/equipment charms, and then I'll buy out the shop in week 4, 5, 6, because we're probably going to need a buff event. It's only 300 leaves. That's not going to be a huge issue. And then let's take a look at the gambling chests just to see the average value. So the gambling chests, you can see all of the stuff here. The first section of items is the same for everything. It's just the very end. You can see it's catalysts, equipment charms, reversion, which is just reset stones, or molas. Note that these percentages are very, very small. Like, even if I post, this is the average, like, value you're getting from the chest, you could hit it a bunch, get a ton, you could not hit it at all, and be very, very sad. So just keep that in mind. Like, these are also, like, very small values. This is roughly the average value you're getting from each chest that you open. You'll be opening a decent amount, but it's all RNG. If you go from the Mola chest, it's on average 0.7 molas per chest that you open. The reset stone is on average 0.02 reset stones that you open. This is the big gambling one. You're probably not going to see a reset stone. The charms, okay, so this is very heavily skewed because, again, like, you can see it's very bulk drops, but on average, it's 2.4 greater charms. And then the catalysts, don't buy the catalysts. You're either going to go for charms, reset stones, or molas, pretty much, depending on what you need. Again, you're not necessarily guaranteed to hit these items. Just pick whatever you feel like would benefit you the most. A quick comparison from this year to last year. We don't have the limited selectors this time, but in exchange, we got the Cosmonium plus the Astrium. We also got a lot more reset stones. We also got a bunch of skin tickets. I think this is not as big an event as last year, is one thing that I'll say. Like, Origin was a major event last year, and this is not the focus of this update. The focus was the milestone in time, I would say. I think this is just an event that happens to be coming around the same time, because they were like, it's like around Origin, and they put it with Biblis. Well, let's not talk about what happened to the milestone event, though. So here are some of the rewards from the milestone, though. And then I think, like, and this is also RNG events. We're gonna move this section to the side. But, like, I think the milestone events combined with the Perfume events are pretty good. So, this is pretty much everything. Just a quick review of the shop and how you'll be farming it. The only main thing to keep in mind, I think, is potentially saving some of your currency for the chest and buying up the shop later. Uh, let's talk about the energy things. I said I would talk about it. So last year, we had an energy thing, 80 energy for 100 carats, and this was kind of OP. You were getting, I don't remember the exact value, but it was over twice as much energy value per energy that you spent. I want to say it was somewhere between 2 and 2.5. And that's like obviously really, really good. So why do I think it's good that they removed it? Because I think it promotes, like, I don't know if degenerate is the right word, but a very unsatisfying gameplay loop. Because one, Otherworldly Hunt is out now. Last year we didn't. The fastest way to get good gear and spend energy was doing Rift, which was not very fast. Even if you had like 3,000 leaves, I don't think it was physically possible to burn all of that energy fast enough. I actually did not get through as many leaves as I would have liked to last year. This year, completely different story. You can vaporize like thousands of leaves in Otherworldly Hunt slash Breach in no time at all. Especially with Mass Enhance now, you'll be able to get through that gear really, really fast too. Like, gear inventory isn't even really going to be an issue. And you'll have a bunch of rebate energy, which you can't spend in like Otherworldly Breach. Rift will be really slow, but you could like, hunts are stupid fast now. You could dump it into hunts, you could dump it into Eulogy, dump it into Episode, get like a bunch of gold that way or something. So one, it's a lot faster for you to get through that energy, which the real problem is that it punishes people who spend leaves. Because if you, let's say there was energy this year, right? If you spent leaves the previous buff event, you're gonna be pretty sad, because you could have spent those leaves now and gotten 2 to 2.5 times the value of your leaves. It's the existence of an energy event on 1 week out of 52 weeks is just going to make people not play the game for 51 weeks pretty much. I think this is one of the reasons they canceled the Gearbox style event, the Lethe slash Overlord Gearbox, and replaced it with Otherworldly, basically. These types of events, if you give people the expectation that they're going to be there, they're just not going to play the game until it shows up. So yeah, I think in the end, it's better for the game that the energy thing isn't here. I think, like, if you play super casually, then, like, the energy thing is great, because it's a time for you to, like, actually, like, just, like, sit down, blast through your leaves, and get a bunch of extra value out of it. But if for anybody who plays the game regularly, it's just punishing you for playing the game, which I think is not fantastic. Anyways, good luck with your farming.